Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And it's going to be a bit awkward the next time there's a meeting of the SNP. Elena Whittam is going to have to do some very, very big apologising. You see, in case you didn't know, she's been keeping tabs on all her colleagues, and she's been putting these things into WhatsApp messages. And now they've been leaked, and the inner workings of Whittam's mind has been laid bare, and she is scathing about all her colleagues. Oh dear. Oh dearie, dearie me. It's absolutely fantastic, because she, as a member of the SNP, is basically looking at her colleagues and thinking exactly the same as us normies, as us normal people out here. She's looking at these people and going, well, you know, blah, 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 and describing them much like we do. And it's brilliant. We're going to take a look at this article. We're going to see what Elena Whittam really thinks. I will point out, though, of course, she has her own problems. She has her own faults. I'm not letting her off the hook, but we will at least agree with her on this one, that everyone she works with is god-awful. Here goes. So, SNP Minister blasts Cabinet colleagues and Queen's Jubilee debate in leaked WhatsApp messages. So now we know they definitely use WhatsApp. All this, we're not going to do that. They're all rubbish. They're lying. They all use them. So, Elena Whittam has apologised for insulting remarks she's made about a variety of MSPs in a series of messages leaked to the record. And there she is. An SNP minister has apologised after blasting Cabinet colleagues and dismissing the late Queen's Jubilee as royalist bollocks in a spate of foul-mouthed messages. Oh yes, because she doesn't like the idea of anyone having a bit of fun. She hates the royalty, she hates the royal family, even though it brings in billions a year in tourism and things. After all, people are coming to see the royal family, coming to see the Jubilee. They're not going to go up there just to see, President Hamza Yousaf swear in, are they? Nobody's going to look at that. Nobody cares. And so she's full of hate, isn't she? She's just a hate-filled fat cow, really, because obviously she's the drugs and alcohol minister, and she fails to realise that means not taking them. Although hard enough to get it in, because she's like Blackford. Her and Blackford, honestly. Greg's on a Saturday afternoon. No one else is getting a look in. Anyway. Elena Whittam also criticised her party's handling of harassment claims against Sex Pest MP Patrick Grady and mocked opposition MSPs. I will say on the Patrick Grady one, she is actually right, so fair dues on that. In a series of scathing WhatsApp messages leaked to the record, Whittam lays into the Deputy First Minister, Shona Robertson. But I think that's fair, because Shona Robertson is awful, isn't she? She branded her a cold fish and painful to listen to. That's probably why her husband left her, I think she's a cold fish, and I think she's awful to listen to. But then I think all the SNP are painful to listen to. She also hits out at Culture Minister Angus Robertson, saying the ego has landed when he was given a cabinet job. And I quite like that. On the SNP supporting continuing support for Grady, she says, why are we supporting Grady? Honestly. Last night, she said, these comments were not acceptable and I apologise sincerely. Yeah, you say that, but you actually meant them at the time, love, and I think you mean them now. Her outburst prompted claims that the SNP group at Holyrood is in disarray. Well, it's been like that for some time, hasn't it? But this is only another one. This is another one where people are actually expressing what they actually feel of their colleagues, and it is absolutely delicious. Labour MSP Jackie Bailey said, what these leaks go to show is that the SNP is in disarray, with a Scottish Government minister slagging off colleagues left, right and centre. The fact that this is a party out of ideas, out of control and out of time. Whittam became the drugs and alcohol policy minister, and in case you're wondering why I'm saying it like that, YouTube sort of monitors all the words you say and it doesn't like that word. So if you say it in a way that you can understand it but it can't, the message gets across. Anyway, this was in March. She was appointed there in March after Hamza Yousaf became First Minister. Leaked messages from an internal WhatsApp group handed to the record show her making disparaging comments about an SNP colleague, or about all the SNP colleagues. Now, obviously, she didn't leak them, so that means that someone within that group has gone to the record and said, "Here, look at this, look at this." So it's someone who's got it in for her. She said of the then Social Justice Cabinet Secretary Shona Robertson during a Holyrood statement on poverty, even in 2021, Shona needing to find her stride here. She's struggling. It is a great statement, and we're doing so much amazing work, but she isn't selling it as well as she could. She added, she's a bit of a cold fish. Oh, she's got no personality, has she? And dead eyes. The cold, dead eyes of a killer. The MSP for Carrick, Cumnock and Doon Valley followed up this criticism with a further dig. She's like an automaton. In another debate on poverty weeks later, she again took aim at Robertson. Gosh, I find Shona R painful to listen to. Shona Robertson was appointed Deputy FM by USAF early this year and is the second most powerful politician in the Scottish Government. No, she's the second most senior. And this is what you've got. You've got Humza Yousaf is the most senior politician. Shona Robertson is the second most senior politician. But neither of them are powerful. As Finance Secretary, Robertson has a key role in setting the budget of ministers like Whittam, who find herself with about £4.20 and a button. She also made the snidey remark about the promotion of MSP Angus Robertson to the Cabinet in 2021, saying, "Angus in the Cabinet." Rolling eyes emoji. The ego has landed. And she also criticised the SNP over their handling of allegations against Glasgow North MP Grady. Now, Grady, I will admit that she's right to do this. Grady is a sex pest, and he's an obsequious little nothing, isn't he? He's a little squirt of a man. If he wasn't a politician, you'd pass him in the street and just go, virgin, But it turns out he's so insignificant, which is why he wants to have this big ego. Guarantee he's another one like Ross Greer. Guarantee he was bullied at school. Responding to a front-page record story on Grady's victim hitting out of the SNP, she wrote, "Honestly, why didn't we act?" She later reacted with horror over revelations from the leaked recordings showing that senior SNP figures at Westminster had shown support for Grady. She put, "What the F? Who is recording group meetings? And why are we supporting Grady? Honestly." Well, it's probably the same person that's recording yours, mate. The leaked messages also reveal a hostile attitude to the Queen's Platinum Jubilee last year. At the beginning of Holyrood commemoration debate to pay tribute to the late monarch, the MSP wrote, "Give me strength to get through this royalist bollocks." Oh yeah, she's just so lovely, isn't she? Her comments were at odds with the fulsome praise offered by Angus Robertson during the debate, who said Her Majesty's selfless dedication to and affection for Scotland and its people as head of state and as a steadfast friend of our Parliament since its establishment in 1999 are beyond question. The Queen did more for Scotland than any of those wankers sitting there, haven't they? I mean, to be honest, she has done way more. And she's worked harder. And she worked right up until virtually the last day of her life. Not like these fat lumps that just sit there going, talk, where's my money? Barbs were also directed towards opposition MSPs. On Tory MSP Brian Whittle, she wrote, "F me, Whittle is a prick." Well, yeah, again, she shouldn't be writing it down, but it's kind of true on a lot of these, isn't it? I mean, she has nailed it. This is the thing. She hasn't actually told any lies. She has nailed it. She also responded to a Twitter gag about SNP colleague Willie Coffey being unlikely to get a job in government. After posting a laughing emotion, she wrote, "Burn." Bailey said Miss Whittam is right to question why her party closed ranks around the disgraced Patrick Grady when he was accused of sexual misconduct. It's clear for all to see that Miss Whittam does not hold the Deputy First Minister in high regard and views Angus Robertson as an egotist. Yep. No, I agree. This is the funny thing. I mean, Whittam herself is awful, but I'm agreeing with her. And this is great because everything she's written, it's barbed, it's sharp, it's harsh, and worst of all, it's accurate. It's brilliant. The wheels have come off. This is Jackie Bailey again. The wheels have come off the SNP bus. Minibus, surely. And Humza Yousaf is completely out of his depth. The people of Scotland need a government focusing on their priorities. The NHS, tackling the cost of living crisis and growing the economy. Whittam first entered government in November last year when she replaced Ash Regan as the Community Safety Minister. She was a councillor and journalist before entering the Scottish Parliament. Now you can see where the writing comes and that harshness. Journalism, you know, if she's an old school journalist, that's why she's good at the writing on it. As Drugs Minister, she recently backed the decriminalisation of all this stuff for personal supplies, one of a raft of measures to tackle the deaths. And then that was rejected, of course, because it's a stupid idea. One only has to look at Portugal to see that. An SNP spokesman said, "We do not comment on leaked messages. However, we remind all of our parliamentarians of the courtesy and respect they should show each other." She will get an undoubted bollocking for this. But release more. I want to read more. I want to see what she thinks of everyone. And I noticed that she didn't write anything about Humza Yousaf, which tells you exactly what she thinks of him. He's nothing. He's not even worthy of an insult. Humza Yousaf must be sitting there thinking, Christ, I don't even exist. Well, he wouldn't say Christ, would he? But it'd be like, oh, am I not worthy? I don't even get an insult. Is that it then? Am I nothing? Yes, Humza, yes. It's exactly what you are. Anyway, I'm going to round up and come up. I'd like to see the other side of this conversation. I want to see what other people are writing about Alina Whittam. I think that'd be funny. But I really want to know what the other people are thinking about Humza Yousaf. Funny how he doesn't get that message, isn't it? Oh, the whole party is imploding. It's terrifying for them. They're little scared bunnies. They haven't got a clue. Humza Yousaf sitting there. He's 114 days or whatever, 113 days into... No, it was Friday. It's 114. 117 days, I think it is, into his leadership, and everything that's going wrong can do. And now we've got the latest thing. We're getting cabinet members absolutely launching and hating on each other. You couldn't make it up, honestly. If you wrote a script like this, it would be unbelievable. It's fantastic. It just is. Anyway, I'm going to round off there. That is a fantastic story. And I think well done to Alina Whittam for, you know, getting the pulse of the nation. So spot on. You're still a terrible person, but hey. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see here on the channel, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and don't leak your own WhatsApp messages. Bye.